morning or afternoon, everybody. Just to give you a little visual of where I am, what everything looks like in my surroundings, just in case you are not watching this. I'm in my room. There are curtain lights that are behind me. I have a white blanket. I'm wearing a green t-shirt. I have headphones. My hair is straight and it is currently down. And what else? That's pretty much it. I have a candle on in my room. I am feeling a little bit under the weather. I think my mom got me sick. Not me over here blaming my mom, but yeah, I do think my mom got me sick. My nose feels a little stuffy. My ears feel sensitive. I just feel a little bit drained, like I don't have a lot of energy. So this recording is going to be very chill. It's not going to be too long. I'm essentially just making this episode so you could get to know me a little bit more, because in the last episode I just talked about my goals for 2025, but a lot of you probably don't even know who I am. So we're going to start backtracking in this episode, but I do apologize if, I don't sound the best, if I'm not totally upbeat and everything. I just don't feel good right now. So that's why I am in my room. I'm cozied up. The last time that I filmed the episode, I was outside in my backyard. Usually I like to sit out there in the mornings and just like soak up the sun with my puppy if I'm not working. But anyways, my name is Bianca. I'm the host of the Genuine podcast, and right now I'm currently 24. I am a student / a server. I work at a bar right now, and I am starting a new school this year, new college. I am transferring from another college, so I'm excited, but I'm also nervous, and I don't know. I don't know what to fully expect in my experience, because it's a whole new demographic of people that I'm going to school with, and just the campus is different. Of course, everything's different, but I've been on a break from school since May till now, May 2024 till now. And I've just gotten so used to not going to school that I've enjoyed my break. And it's just so nice not having to worry about homework and exams. So I guess that's why I'm just a little not the most excited to go back to school, but I know I should go back and everything's going to be fine. Like, I'm going to figure everything out. So, and who knows, maybe I'll even like it better than my last school. But so that's one thing about me. As far as my hobbies and my interests, I really like gardening. I have a greenhouse and I've been gardening for about, I don't know, maybe 2 years now. But my greenhouse did get destroyed recently because of all the winds that have been happening in LA and like the fires and whatnot. So yeah, it is all broken. So I do have to get rid of my greenhouse now. All the plants in there, I'm not entirely sure if all of them are going to be okay, but I'm just going to try and salvage what I can with them. So that's totally fine, because I do plan on doing a different type of gardening method. I really want to do aeroponics or maybe hydroponics. I think those are two different things, but basically I am purchasing a tower, and you can put a bunch of plants in the tower, and you mostly just need water. That's it. So usually you put your plant in some soil, put it in the sun, and you water it. That's how you grow, right? But this one, there's no soil, so it's a different material that you're using. I can't think off the top of my head like a different substance that you would use, but it's not soil that you use. So you put the plant in, whatever substance that you're putting it in, and water just continuously hits the roots of the plant. So there's more oxygen that can get to the roots. So it's supposed to be a better type of growing method from what I was reading, plants can grow 3 times faster. You save about like 90% more water than traditional gardening. And yeah, so that's mostly why I want to save more water, save my parents some money and just grow a lot more food, because if you're growing vertically compared to like a bed, then you're saving more space. So you're able to just grow more if you're planting stuff vertically. So I grow things like tomatoes, blueberries, strawberries, bell peppers, serranos, jalapenos, cucumber, a lot of herbs like basil, parsley, rosemary, oregano. I also grow like green onion. I think that's mostly what I grew last year. I had cherry tomatoes also. But yeah, I just mostly grow like a bunch of vegetables and some fruits and whatnot. So it's probably like maybe gonna be the same thing that I'm growing this year. I might try to grow something new. I always try to grow something new every year. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm gonna try new this year. But I'm thinking maybe lettuce is something that I might try to grow this year, something that's new. So hopefully it works out. But besides gardening, I also do Hawaiian dancing. So I've done that for about a year. So I started in January of 2024, still doing it now. And I really like it. I do regular Hawaiian dancing, which is when people think of like Lilo and Stitch and the hands are really pretty and everything. And I also do Tahitian. So Tahitian is more fast paced. It's a lot of drums. It's a lot of hips. It's a little more sexy. But yeah, I do Tahitian as well. And I really enjoy doing it. I perform for convalescent homes. I perform for other community events. So I enjoy it. Even though it is something that is a little nerve-wracking sometimes, because I would not say I'm good at performing in front of crowds or giving like speeches in front of a lot of people. Basically what I'm saying is that I think I have a bit of like stage fright. So performing last year, I would just get more and more used to performing. So it builds up my confidence. And I just think that that's such a great skill to have, to be able to perform or talk to a lot of people. Because I am so terrible at doing speeches. When I took a speech class at my old college, oh my God, I was so afraid. I felt like my voice was really shaky when I would speak and everything. Yeah, it was just like was not a good experience. I was sweating a little more than I would usually do. And yeah, public speaking is just not my thing. I think I'm horrible at it. But yeah, so besides that, so we said gardening, Hawaiian dancing. I also like to edit videos. I like to make content like this. This might be a shock for some people that I'm starting a podcast and they're like, Bianca, why are you doing this? I don't know. I just really like the art of making, I guess, sort of like a film or like a short film. Or I love listening to podcasts. Like I love Jay Shetty in particular. Basically that's like a more wellness podcast, and I think he just has so many incredible stories and just like a lot of good advice about just kind of how to get through life. He used to be a monk, just in case if you don't know who Jay Shetty is, but he is a really sweet man. And on his podcast he always has like a bunch of, I guess, more like famous people, A-listers, and they talk about personal stories about their life, and it's really awesome. But so we said content creating. I also like going to the gym. I'm a big gym rat. I have always been athletic. I have never been like a big gal ever in my life. I've always been pretty fit, like pretty slim. I used to swim when I was younger. I did it for 14 years. I did it for about 14 years. So I started from when I was 5 years old. and I retired when I was 19. So definitely a good chunk of my life. And well, that should be another story for a podcast. I guess explaining my whole swim experience. It is something that I have wanted to talk about for a long time, but just for right now, I used to be a sprinter. So I did like 100 fly, 100 breasts. Those were my events. Yeah, I won't get too much into that, but I have always been very athletic. I feel like I grew up kind of, I guess, a little more serious compared to a lot of kids, just because I knew like I was at a pretty high level competing. And a lot of my family knew that. Even just like growing up and going to schools, a lot of my classmates knew that I swam and that I was at a pretty decent level. But yeah, I did it nationally also. I was a D1 athlete. I think I did it nationally for about 6 years. And it's made me a lot of who I am today. I think there's so many very important lessons that you can learn when you do a sport, you know, in terms of like motivation, self incentive, goal setting, being able to work with the team. And, you know, it also builds confidence to just believe in yourself, and it teaches you how to work hard. A lot of that has transferred to my adult life as well. So I honestly, I owe so much of, I think, my personality and just like specific traits that I have from when I used to swim. And what else? So since obviously I don't swim anymore, I'm 24 right now, and I just work out. I'm really into bodybuilding right now. I went to a bodybuilding show, I think about a year ago, and I was just so in awe of seeing all these strong women in the room just like posing and just seeing their progress and everything. Shout out to my friend Raven, because that's the only bodybuilding show that I have been to so far. Is there more I want to go to? Yes, of course. There's other friends that I would like to support. I have quite a few other friends that do bodybuilding as well, and it's very inspiring, and I just love hearing their stories about, you know, where they started out, the process, what was hard about it, and also like what's most rewarding about it as well. But yeah, so really into bodybuilding at the moment. Do I work out like a bodybuilder? Not necessarily. Right now, just because I'm going back to school early next week. By the time this comes out, I'm actually probably at school right now. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out my schedule, just trying to be consistent. Yeah. Some other hobbies that I have. I also like drawing. I don't do it a ton anymore. I mean, when I was definitely younger, I used to draw all the time. I took a lot of art classes when I think I was in middle school, and not in high school, definitely in middle school. I was in advanced art. And yeah, I was just super into drawing. I would say I'm pretty decent at it. Like I could draw more stuff that's animated, just kind of replicate it. So like if someone gave me a picture of SpongeBob, I could do it. Right now I have like an animated version of Kanye West, and he has a rainbow fade, and I saw one of my friends who did like a graphic design, and I was like, you know what, I want to draw that. So I did. So I have a drawing of Kanye West in my room with the rainbow fade, which is so funny. I'll definitely have to post that sometime. But it was, I don't even know how old I was when I drew that. I probably had to be like, I don't know, maybe 19 or 20. But yeah, I used to draw things for people and just like gift little like doodles and stuff to people. I'm not sure why I did that, but I was so into doing that. And it was just like very rewarding when I would see my friends be like, oh my God, you drew this? No way. This looks so real, or, you know, whatever. So yeah, drawing, that's another hobby of mine. I also like reading. I'm really into wellness books, when I was younger, I really was not into reading. I definitely didn't read probably as much as I should have. But now as I've gotten older, I think it's just because I didn't know what I liked to read when I was younger. Like, I'm not really into reading like stories or like, something that's fiction or whatever. I think maybe if I like knew the author and I knew the person, I probably would be more interested in reading it. But as far as now that I've gotten older, I like reading about psychology, health and wellness. Like, I want to read something that is going to better me in some way. So right now I am reading a book about like how to control your mind and your thoughts. I'm almost done with it. I'm not quite done with it, but I'm excited to finish it. My favorite author is Matthew Kelly. Those books are a little more based on Christianity, but they still are like wellness books, and I really, really like it. And basically talking about, or I guess like relating God to your life and just how to be the best version of yourself. So I really like his books. I highly recommend to read pretty much like any Matthew Kelly book. I think I've read maybe like three of his books. I'm not sure exactly how many books that he has, but I've really, really enjoyed them. What else? I would say I guess that's basically like what my hobbies are. I have gone through a lot of phases in my life though. Like, I used to be really into longboarding. Like, I used to be really into skating. I used to be really into like playing the ukulele, but I don't know how to play it anymore. It's been so long. And I don't think I remember even how to play like Happy Birthday on the ukulele. I'm not sure if I even know how to skate anymore. Maybe I do, but like barely. What else? What else? I think that's really it. I mean, I would say I'm a pretty simple gal. I don't do a lot of crazy things. Well, actually, I'm really into raving. Speaking of crazy, I got into raving last year. My first rave was Beyond, and I just really enjoy it. I enjoy the culture. I enjoy the music. I don't do any drugs, by the way. Just putting that out there. I think, I don't know, even though that's a big part of raving, it's just not something that I'm into. I just feel like if I ever did drugs, I'm going to be addicted, and then I'm just never going to have the willpower to be able to stop doing drugs. So that's honestly a main reason of why I don't do drugs. I'm not really interested. I'm not really curious. There was only one time that I was ever just like slightly curious, but I have never done anything. I usually go sober when I go to raves just because, it's it can be a little dangerous sometimes, and I just rather be like fully aware of what's happening. And it's just sad to see people that are like overdosing, or people that are just so messed up and they're having seizures, and that side of raving it's quite sad. But like I said, I'm just there for the music. I'm there for the vibes. I really like meeting new people, getting to know them just like a tiny bit, and having that moment of we both are just having a good time, listening to the music, and then exchanging trinkets and candy and all that. So, and also I really, really love getting dressed up. There's not a time that I would not say I feel sexy often. I like being pretty much naked when I go to raves. It's just like so freeing, and it's just a way to, I don't know, stand out in a way that you want to stand out, however you want to dress up. Like, literally nobody cares how you dress up. Nobody's judging you for how you dance and how you look. So I think it's just so awesome. And I love seeing how creative people are with their outfits or like their totems and stuff. So that's really why I like raving. If you don't like the music, if you don't like the culture, you probably should not be raving then. You're just wasting your money, because it is really expensive, and I hate how expensive it is, but I really enjoy it. So yeah, I do rave. Actually, now I'm thinking like more hobbies about myself. I mean, obviously I like swimming. I don't do it a lot, but I do try and do it often just to stay in shape, just to make sure I still have that muscle memory. of swimming and that I'm able to still at least swim decently. I'm trying to think what else about me. I used to be a personal trainer. I mean, that's something that's now so off topic, but yeah, I used to be a personal trainer. Not for that long, but I still have like some of that knowledge and stuff. So that still goes along with going to the gym. Like I said, I've just gone through so many phases in my life where I was like super, super into something. And then sometimes it just like slowly fades away, or like I still like have it in me. Like I used to be super, super into ceramics to the point where I bought a wheel for my house, like a little mini wheel that's portable, and it's called throwing. Throwing is like when you make like a bowl or a cup or whatever. So I would throw a lot at my house, and I would just like make bowls all the time, make cups all the time. And yeah, I would just then go to school, put it in the kiln, and then boom, you glaze it, put it in the kiln again, and then you have your bowl or your cup. So I bought 25 pounds of clay, and honestly, it's probably not even good anymore. But yeah, I was super, super into pottery to the point where like, man, I thought about going to, I forgot what it's called, but it's some museum in Pomona. I can't remember, but it's like a ceramic museum basically. And they have a whole place where you could do pottery and you could throw and you can, make whatever. And basically you just like, it's like renting to go to this place to just do a bunch of pottery. And I think it was like $200. And I was like, what the fuck? To go all the way to Pomona from where I live. I'm not sure how far of a drive that is, but it definitely ain't close. For sure, I know it's over like 30 minutes. I don't know if it's like an hour. Definitely it's not an hour, but I think it's maybe like 45, 50 minutes. I could be so wrong. I don't really know, but I just know it's definitely not close to me. So I feel like it just wouldn't have been worth it if I did pay $200 to go rent out this place and just make as much pottery as I want. But yeah, so that was a really big part of my life. I still have the wheel at my house. I mean, I just haven't used it in a very long time. I'm pretty sure I still know how to throw stuff. Would I be as good as before? Probably not, but you have to make a lot of shitty bowls and plates in order to get better. So, I mean, that goes along with anything, you just have to keep practicing and then you'll get better. But who knows? Maybe I'll go back to it. It would be easier to do it inside my house, but my mom would get mad at me if I made a mess. And ceramics is really messy. Or at least when I would do it, I literally would be covered. I would be covered in clay and stuff. So I don't know. I guess that was just my way of doing it. I would have friends that they literally look like they didn't even touch anything. So I don't know. That's just how I would do it. And I guess like the last hobby I would say, or not really a hobby, I don't know, it's just something that is a part of my life. I go to Bible studies. So I do read the Bible. I would not say I don't label myself as anything because I don't know, I just feel like religion's a little bit messy. And when I was younger, I was raised Catholic. But I can't even tell you like too much of what like I can remember. I feel like my memory is just really, really bad. And I used to altar serve and stuff like that. I used to go to church like every Sunday. Right now, I don't go to church. I guess that's just my preference. I haven't really found a church that I really like. And I'm going to be so honest, I don't even have necessarily an urge right now to go to church. I feel like, if I pray to God, if I talk to God, if I just read his word, I feel like that's enough for me. Or even like meeting people. Well, I guess that's basically like my Bible study group, people that are basically around my age, and we all believe in God, and we just talk about God. That's it. So, I do that about like pretty much bi-weekly. I'll go to Bible studies and I really, really love it. I got closer to God for sure last year. and it has just brought me a lot more peace in my life. It has grounded me a little bit more, I would say. And honestly, it just helps guide me through my life. And I would say for anybody who is having a hard time in their life and they feel a little bit lost, just go and read the Bible. And if I was like 18 and I heard somebody say that, I'd be like, you're just religious, like that's just, something that all religious people say. But I genuinely do think that the Bible would help you a lot. There's a lot of lessons that can help guide you through life and just to, I guess, live a better life, I would say. I've always grown up to be, I guess some people say like a goody two shoes, but you know what? I don't think there's anything wrong with being a goody two shoes. I'm not someone who does like anything crazy. I like to have a good routine all the time. I guess you can say every once in a while I like change, but for the most part, I just want to live a very simple life. It doesn't take a lot for me to be happy. I'm very grateful for what I have in my life. I really love where I live. I love my parents. I love my friends and everything that I have, and just everything that I've experienced in life so far. But yeah, this year there's going to be a lot of change, and I am a little bit nervous for the new year, but I'm also excited for the new year. I just have a lot of mixed feelings, I guess. I guess mostly just about school, just because everything's so new. And it's kind of like, when you work at a job and you're like, you know what, it's time for me to leave. You go somewhere else and everything's unfamiliar. And maybe at your old job, you were so comfortable that you just didn't really have to think when you went in. You just went into work and then you just did what you had to do, So I'm kind of in that phase right now with school. Like I have to really start thinking for the first few months, and then like I'll be fine later on. But yeah, that's a little bit about myself. I would say, I don't know, maybe some people would care about this. I'm not sure, but my birthday's in May, so I'm a Taurus. I'm not really into astrology. I don't even know too much like what a Taurus means. A lot of people have told me that I'm very stubborn, or that's what it means. That's the first thing people think when you're a Taurus. So I don't know if that's true. I mean, do I think I'm stubborn? Yes, but I mean, like, I think everybody's stubborn to an extent, So I don't really believe in astrology. I think it's just a bunch of hoopla. I'm not gonna lie. I just think there's too many things that could, that you could say about like everybody, But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all that I have to say about myself. I mean, there's a lot more to me, but that's just what I could think of, like the top of my head, like what my hobbies are, and just kind of what I do on my daily basis. Well, I guess on my daily basis, I've just been going to work, going to Bible studies, and the gym. That literally has been my life. I don't go out a lot. Like I said, I just go out when I go raving. So maybe like 4 times a year, maybe 5 times a year, I'm going out to go and just like party, And I never used to do that. Like I said, I just started last year in 2024. So yeah, I don't know when I plan to stop raving, but it's definitely something that I wouldn't want to do for a long time. But I kind of wish I started earlier just because, one, it's expensive. Two, I feel like if I had started when I was 20, I feel like I'd maybe be over it by now and I would stop spending money on that and just go out and do something else. I don't know, or just like save my money in general. But anyways, besides that, yeah, it's really about myself. My favorite color is blue. That's it. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And actually, before I do end the episode, I'm ending every episode with appreciation time, which is basically me saying what am I grateful for, what am I appreciative of that has happened this week. So today's Friday. So something that I'm really grateful for or that happened to me this week was probably actually, okay. You know what I'm grateful for that happened this week was I had my orientation on Monday, and it's a new school. I know absolutely nobody, and I was like, man, I wonder if I'm going to make any friends today. And I had the mindset that I was going to make friends with somebody. We were in breakout rooms, and there was this girl. Her birthday is literally 5 days after mine. So we did an icebreaker of basically everybody in the room had to be totally silent. Nobody could talk. And you had to just place yourself where you think your birthday is in the room. So everybody's in a circle. So I guess you could say like on the right side of the room is like January, and then you'll go all the way down the months, and then the left side of the room is basically like December. So you just had to place yourself where you think your birthday is, and you could like hold your hand up, make numbers or whatever, and try to, I guess, charade what your birthday is to other people. So we did that. A girl was next to me, and we just went around the room. We said our name, an icebreaker, how old are we, or like what year we are. And yeah, so the girl that was sitting right next to me happened to be a kinesiology major, and I'm a kinesiology major. I don't think I ever said that, but I was like, oh my God, no way. We got to be friends. So we befriended each other during that experience. So shout out to Miranda. I don't know if you're listening to this, but I was just so happy that I made a friend on, I guess, orientation. And we both found out that we have a class together. So that was really, really cool. And it was really sweet, and she's really nice. So I rock with her, and hopefully she could be a friend that I have for a very, very long time. So yeah, that's something I'm grateful for that happened to me this week. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you all again soon.